Robert Cray joins me live on the phone right now. Welcome, man. Good to talk to you.
Nice to talk with you, too. Thanks.
Hey, thanks for calling in tonight. Now, we spoke about a year ago or more when your last album, Time Will Tell, came out. You've been quite busy since then. Talk about first working with Martin Scorsese on Lightning in a Bottle.
Well, that was fantastic. I mean, to be at Radio City Music Hall with all of the stars who were on the program, and as well as the excellent orchestra and bands. And, for me it was great because I got to stand in the wings and watch the whole thing go down. And also I watched part of it up in the dressing room where they had monitors. And it was really nice to see a lot of old friends and meet people who I've been, fan of for, I've been my heroes, actually.
Right. So for those of us who, didn't see it or were not aware of it, describe what Lightning in a Bottle was and is.
Lightning in a Bottle was, it was a filmed live performance at Radio City Music Hall that basically went through a history of blues in America. And it started off with the African Roots, which featured Angelique Kidjo.
Of course.
And went all the way up to Mos Def.
Oh, he's
and had
excellent.
Everything in between. Solomon Burke, Dr. John, Neville Brothers, Natalie Cole, Keb Mo, Hubert Sumlin, just, a lot of people in the blues.
Just a small cast of stars there. I mean, God, that's amazing. That must have been wild for you to watch.
It was incredible.
And you can also be seen in the DVD for Eric Clapton's Crossroads Festival from last summer, too. And you also recently did another really cool thing. You got inducted into Hollywood's Rock Walk. Talk about that.
Right. Well, that's an area in the front door of the Guitar Center on Sunset Boulevard. And there are a lot of handprints and signatures from a lot of, well-known guitarists. And I was invited to be inducted on Muddy Waters' his last birthday, which is April 4th.
Right.
And along with myself, there were Ike Turner, Solomon Burke, and Etta James was also honored. And Billy Gibbons unveiled a bust of Muddy Waters.
Oh, that's
pretty cool.
Great,
yeah.
man. You have this great new album out now. It's getting rave reviews everywhere, including Rolling Stone and USA Today and many others. It's called 20. But it's actually your 14th studio album, right?
That's true.
There's a title track on the album called 20 as well.
Yeah, the title track 20 is the age of a young man who, after the events of 9/11, wanted to join the military and, to avenge what happened with the trade towers and the people that died. But he winds up in Iraq, and the story is told by him talking to his mother, and then also while he was over in the desert. And the sad part of the story is that he never makes it back. And at the very beginning, telling his mother not to cry, I mean, she gets the knock at the door at the very end, and she's crying. So it's a pretty sad song, and his age was 20.
And it's a great song, too, and you can get all the info on Robert and all of his albums, including the new one, at robertcray.com. Of course, the new album in stores everywhere, too. We have some copies of the new album for our listeners to win, callers 25, 26, and 27, on the toll-free listener line at 1-888-872-1043. Each get a copy, so good luck. Jonathan Clarke live on the phone with Robert Cray here on Q1043's Out of the Box. And you just played a couple gigs in the area last night at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank and Friday night at Irving Plaza. And I'm looking at your itinerary for the summer. You guys in bands, I'm telling you got the life. Most of June and July touring in Europe.
Right.
That's got to be fun for you. Now, do the audiences or even the fan base in Europe react differently to you guys than, say, everybody here in America?
Well, it is different in a way. I mean, there is a great appreciation of American music abroad, Europe, Japan, South America, wherever you go, because America has great music. We have blues, we have jazz, we have rock and roll, we have country, and people abroad, I mean, they really appreciate it. For us, in our early days, I mean, our first records were appreciated, and people knew about us before people in America did. But when you're there performing, you don't really know until you get certain responses from songs you would think that weren't so popular. as
Right.
they were in America, you know.
Like what songs over there?
Well, yeah, some songs like maybe some obscure ballad would just be like you know, people would just go nuts over.
Right, exactly. Hey, there's another great song on this new album of yours. Talk about That Ain't Love.
That Ain't Love. Oh, that song. Well, that song is an observation of mine because I live in Los Angeles, and that song is an observation of mine. Sometimes on my way to the market, or coming back from somewhere in the evening, and watching the working people on the street under the lights. And so that was my take on it. You know, the working people. You know, the prostitutes on the street.
Right.
And so it's kind of a you know, different subject, but
Right.
It's just what came out.
What I notice about L.A. is like you go out there, and you live there, so you probably know this. It's like the guy who comes over to your house who is your plumber, he's also a screenwriter. You know what I mean? Like everybody's in show business or
That's
something.
true.
The new album from Robert Cray called 20. It's in stores now. It's awesome. Go pick it up. Go to robertcray.com. Robert, always a pleasure, man.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you so much. And